Guys, it is Amber here from the Gardening Sisters, and today I'm pretty much just going to be giving you guys a fall garden tour update. So there is a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff to unpack. I showed you guys in some of our previous videos where some stuff that we started together got eaten down, which were our radishes, and then I restarted some. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit more about that in detail later. I want to give you the plan is to just basically show you guys our raised bed gardens, what's going on. We have replanted a lot of stuff in those beds, so I'll talk to you guys about that when I get there. And then I'm also going to be starting off some of my peony poppy seeds this time, and I'm going to try a new cold stratification method where that's different from what I've tried previously. So we're going to go ahead and start showing you guys everything now. All right, so my sister and I kind of have our own little beds here. We do still kind of share space whenever we need to plant something that we don't have space for. But if you look here, you can see that this is pretty jam-packed. And I'm not going to be planting anything else over here because I definitely feel like I overdid it. But this is just an update. So I think the last time you guys saw this bed was pretty empty. So really everything that I have in here are just brassicas, my peas, and then I have some beets. So along this row here, we have some kale coming up. And I do want to say on my side, we kind of did this experiment where my sister started a lot of her stuff from seed, and I kind of started mine from starts, if you will, which is basically just I started them in pots and then I transferred them over into the ground. So we just wanted to see, kind of like to compare the difference in what difference it would make and if it would make any difference. So again, that's the kale. My broccoli plant is actually starting to put on new leaves. At one point it was looking like it wanted to croak and die, so I'm glad that that's kind of trying to come back. I have some cabbage back here, or right here rather, and then I also have some kind of going down that line there. And here I have a row of Brussels sprouts. I kind of took some beets and put them along this border area here. And then what is this? I believe these behind it are I think these may be more cabbage. I'm not too sure. I know I have back here where this tall one is, there's my row of mustards, and directly behind it is a row of collards. Those little small things you see right there are actually our some more radishes that I started off. So that little section, if we do get radishes, will hopefully be cleared soon if they actually produce. Guys, I have been struggling with these radishes for them to supposedly only take 20 to 25 days, or 25 to 30. I planted some more kale back here just recently. You guys can see that the area is a little bit more damp. So all of these in here are kale, and then of course the same old peas that you guys have been seeing. So there's just an overview of this side. And now we're gonna come over here. So my sister did put some kale over here that I started off in little trays. Of course, the same dahlias that you guys have seen. I actually have another one coming up here, but they're about to get ready to die back down to the ground. And Brittany has, I think this is spaghetti squash. I'm not sure if this squash makes it through the winter time, so we're just going to see. Of course, the carrots are still back here. We've got spinach back here in the back. Like I told you guys, a lot of stuff is just kind of mixed in right now. And then I need to see if I can zoom in, but we have some lettuce coming in the back as well. Yeah. So there is the lettuce. And again, all of this over here is pretty much what Brittany started off. So that is it for this bed. I just wanted to update y'all over here, and then we're going to move to the next section of the garden. All right, and now we are over here in the bed that is designated for our dahlias next year. This is also a section that we started together. So here is just an update of our rutabaga, and they are coming along quite nicely. So I've been enjoying kind of coming out here, seeing the update. And then we have our row of onion. You guys can see they are coming in nicely as well. Now back here I have, you can see little green sprouts starting to come up. Remember, we did also start off radishes together back here, but I told you guys that I pulled all of those up because they basically missed the mark. I planted them when it was still extremely too hot, and so they didn't make it. Well, they put on a lot of foliage, but they didn't produce an actual bulb because it was just too hot. Now we're going to come over here to the turnip bottoms that I planted, and they are also doing pretty good as well. So they are looking quite nice. Now I do want to let you guys know that on Friday I have my little gardening calendar, and Friday is the next day that I am supposed to actually fertilize the entire garden. It's just going to be with fish emulsion basically, because everything that I'm planting is pretty much foliage based type plants. Now with the exception of my onion here, my onion, I am going to be going in with the ammonium sulfate that I told you guys that I learned about through one of my subscribers. So every 3 weeks is basically my fertilizing schedule, and then of course as things begin to bulb, I will cut back on I will start to cut back on fertilizing, or I probably won't fertilize at all. But I do want to let you guys know that that is upcoming. So this Friday I am going to be fertilizing everything, just in case you guys kind of want to know my fertilizing schedule. Okay, so now we are here to the table of radishes. So I told you guys I have been basically getting my butt kicked with these radishes. I have some started off here. So Brittany did a little research for my radishes because I did not know what was eating them up. And she went on TikTok and she found a video that was saying that my problem was possibly earwigs, I believe she called them. And so she told me to take some coffee grounds to put them around the soil, and she has done this previously with her with some of her things that she's grown like in spring, and that has kind of helped keep some pests at bay, and it actually worked. So right now, so far, my radishes here, these are my Scarlet Globe radishes that I started, and they have not gotten eaten down to a nub the way I showed you guys in the previous video. So hopefully this is a good sign that I will actually get some radishes here within the next couple of weeks. Now I started off some more radishes. I think these are my French breakfast. These are a white variety. I don't remember what they are called. I do have the packages, so I will show them to you. And then this is a purple variety. And then here, these were some more radishes that I started off, which is basically a mixture of, I believe, my Scarlet Globe and the purple variety. So let me actually get that out for y'all, because I do believe I brought those packages with me. Oh, here are the early Scarlet Globe, which you guys have seen me plant. Here's the French breakfast. The purple plum, and then that white variety I told you guys about, which is the icicle short top. So we're just gonna see if we're going to be able to get anything. I really hope that we do. I feel like I've been fighting with these for a while. Now these are a watermelon variety that I planted. I did not know that these were going to take 60 days, and this came from an experiment, so these look kind of spindly. I don't know if they're going to do anything, but nonetheless, for now I'm going to keep them over there. I also have some of these down in the ground as well. So yeah, that's where we're at with the radishes, and fingers crossed. That's really all I can say about those. So I do want to show you guys that here are some more mustards that I started in the grow bag. I did have a subscriber ask me how was I liking my grow bags, and I honestly do like the grow bags. I haven't had like any major issues with them. I think the main thing is really just because I'm a beginner, I have to figure out how to deal with the pest pressure. And these are also, I started mustards previously in grow bags a couple of weeks ago, and I do believe that the earwigs also got to those. So here I have the coffee grounds right in here. So I have that placed all around it, and these are coffee grounds that have been after I have brewed the coffee, not just straight up coffee grounds. So that is what we have here, and I'm hoping that again this is going to keep my stuff from being eaten down. All right, so the last little update that we have here, you guys can see that my peas are still doing pretty well. So here's one that is actually ready to be picked. I read or either saw a video that says once this pea spans the length of your 4 fingers put together, that means it's ready to be picked. So there is one. We've got another one there, and as you guys can see, it is still flowering. So we will keep an eye on that, and hopefully we'll continue to get peas, and hopefully our other peas will begin to start producing here shortly. So that is pretty much it for the update of everything that's been going on back here. Of course, you guys always know we always love any tips, any suggestions that you guys have. Also, in our raised bed garden, the first one that I showed you guys, I had someone ask, is it hard to get into the actual bed? And the answer is yes, because I told you guys that I do definitely believe that I overfilled it a little bit. Now I am still able to get into the garden, but like during the springtime, it's a lot easier to walk in it because a lot of things are more like vine style, so things grow upward, whereas our brassicas are, most of those tend to grow out. So once those kind of start to grow, I think it will be a little bit harder. But again, for now, that is our setup. So I did want to just answer that question. So that's going to be it for this portion of the video. Now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to show you guys this new method that I'm going to try. I saw this on a YouTube short video, and so I figured I would try it because the way I did it the last time, I didn't really have much luck with my peony poppy seeds. So I'm basically about to show you guys how I'm going to do that. All right, so here are my seeds, and of course you guys know by now I like to order a lot of my stuff from Eden Brothers. They have a huge variety of different flowers, different vegetables. They have some pretty unique stuff on there, so I always like to go on there and look at their seeds. So I'm going to do the peony poppy seeds in pale rose, poppy seeds in double black, and then poppy seeds in the white cloud. Now last year when I planted these out in the front garden, they did sprout, but that was about it. I definitely do not think that they had enough cold stratification because I did not throw them out there during the fall to kind of acclimate to the cold temperatures that they need to actually produce. And then I don't think I left them long enough in the method that I attempted to use. So essentially in this method, all we're going to be doing is filling these up with water. I'm just going to throw the seeds in there, freeze them, and let them, I don't know about how long. I need to figure out about how many weeks this has to be, how many weeks these usually like to have those cold periods. And then I'm just gonna come back and show you guys me throwing these into the garden. This is what I saw on that YouTube short, and she had a pretty good success because honestly I don't think that I have the energy or the capacity to try and do any other method. I just won't keep up with that, but something like this I think will be very easy for me to keep up with. Now when I throw these out, of course I'm not going to know what's going to pop up where. Personally, I don't care about that, so that's going to work for me. But if you do care, then you may want to label these, and I may still label these just so I will know. But again, once I throw these out into the garden, I'm not gonna know what pops up until it blooms anyways, so just keep that in mind. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys this really quick, and we're gonna be done with the video. All right, so for those of you guys who have never seen poppy seeds, they are extremely small, which is why I told you guys I'm not gonna even know what variety is gonna pop up, because these things are so small. Most people take these and just throw them out into the garden during the fall. Now keep in mind, I am zone 8B, and we don't get a lot of we don't get very cold winters, although I do believe that this winter is going to be a little bit colder, because the signs are definitely there. It just seems a little different this year, so I'm thinking we may actually get a pretty cold winter. But most times we definitely don't get super cold here in like in other areas. So I'm just gonna basically sprinkle these into the water and, just like I said, let them freeze down, and that's pretty much just gonna be my method. So I did not expect these to actually stay on top, so I don't know what's about to happen, but I'm just gonna go with it, y'all. Like I said, this is not, it doesn't matter to me to know the exact variety, so we're just gonna go with it. That was the white cloud, and I'm just basically about to sprinkle them throughout here, and then we're just gonna see what happens come next spring. And when we're doing this, you guys don't have to be too stingy with the seeds, because poppy seeds also have their germination rate is not like most seeds. So people usually overseed these a lot, and then they have to go in and thin these out, just because the germination success is not usually very high. So I'm actually going to go and apply more seeds in here, and then I'm also probably going to try that method where I just throw them out into the garden as well, just to try to cover myself on both ends in case we do get a cold enough winter. They'll be able to be cold then, and then if not, just try to cold stratify these. These do not, if you are planting these in the ground, most people just kind of throw them out there, because these don't need to be covered up. Like you need to make sure you don't cover these too much. So that's why I'm telling you guys that most people just kind of like throw these out or sprinkle them in. Now, if you do have a dedicated area in your garden where you only want these to grow, then you can do that, but just make sure that you are careful not to cover these with too much soil. All right, so this is essentially what I'm going to leave them as. I don't want to overdo it, just because I am still going to go out and probably throw a couple of these out, but not right now. Not today, I'm not. It's still getting pretty warm, so today is fine outside, but we are again in November about to reach 80 degrees within, I think, the next week. So I'm just having to wait a lot longer than most areas or most zones, just because our weather here is very back and forward, and we really don't get a lot of consistent cold weather until late December, early January through March. So I just want to keep that in mind for you guys. So on that note, I still haven't planted anything as far as my bulbs, just because I told you guys it is still getting in the 80s right now, and I really don't want any of those bulbs to start trying to use any of its energy to send up any shoots that is essentially just going to die back, because it's not time for it now. So I still haven't planted any of my tulips and my daffodils, any of that right now, but of course I am going to do that at some point. I just haven't had it just hasn't been the right time. Now come December, I'm probably going to just have to go ahead and do it, just because I know most of these things need to be planted by December. So in that event, I'll just have to go ahead and do so. But that's pretty much the update, y'all. So I really hope that y'all did enjoy that, and I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing the progress of the things that we have actually started with one another. So I will keep you guys updated as things continue to progress. Fingers crossed on our radishes that they will actually produce something, and then of course fingers crossed that this this new stratification method that I found on YouTube will also work. So that is pretty much going to be it. I do want to thank you guys so much for all of the love, all of the support. Thank you guys for that. We really do appreciate it. We love reading your comments, your tips, and we love interacting with you guys. So always feel free to leave anything down below that you guys think can help aid in our success. So until next time, I want to thank you guys so much. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel, and also feel free to share our videos. And that's it. So I will see you guys in our next video.